to another edition of Fight Breakdown here at the Ridge 1604 San Antonio. And today joining us for a Bradley Rios Fight Breakdown is none other than Cisco Knows Best, Francisco Perez. Francisco, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, man.
Now, Francisco, you're responsible for some of the greatest pictures out there in the boxing game in local areas. Tell us a little bit about how you got into photography and how do you catch those great pictures?
Timing, a lot of timing. A lot of people think it's just pushing the button, but it's not. You got to read their movements and know the sport in order to read their movements and catch it right whenever the punch is landing.
So it's got to do a lot with timing, much like boxing.
Yeah, and how I got into it is the Canelo-Austin Trout fight. I was there just as a spectator, and the photographer didn't show up, so I got on with Austin Trout.
Being at the right place at the right time.
Pretty much, and having the camera.
Now, Francisco, some of the pictures out there that I'm talking about, I mean, you catch these people, the punches right when it lands, the face looks deformed, there's sweat flying. Where can they catch all these photos? If they want to go check out some of these pictures we're talking about, where can they go check them out?
They could go to my Instagram or Twitter. It's at Cisco Knows Best. It's CISCO and KNOWSBEST.
Cisco Knows Best. Go check it out. Great photographer. Okay, JD, Bradley Rios, man. This weekend, here just a few days away, Las Vegas. What do you think?
It's going to be a great fight. I'm excited for it. I'm going to give it 60% to Bradley, 40% for Rios as far as who's going to win the fight. Now, to me, it's going to be based upon which Bradley shows up. Now, I know he's had changes with Teddy Atlas. Maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing. I mean, supposedly through training camp, it's a good thing, but in training camp, according to everybody from the corner, it's always a good thing. We won't know until we see the actual fight. Now, to me, it's going to be all dependent on which Timothy Bradley shows up, the slugger or the boxer.
Which one, Francisco, do you think has the best chance of winning? Timothy Bradley, the boxer, Timothy Bradley, the slugger?
The boxer. He has to keep him away because Rios, I think, he's better on the inside. If you just keep him at a distance, he likes throwing uppercuts into the body. So you just keep him at a distance. He can't throw those. But I think he's going to overwhelm Bradley and just get to him. It's going to be like a slugfest towards the middle rounds.
So do you think that Rios is going to come to crack and ultimately catch Bradley?
Yeah, possibly with that uppercut that he throws.
Also, what helps is he's got a great chin, man.
Yeah, and Bradley doesn't have a lot of power.
That's been noted. What do you think? Can that be the difference in this fight?
It can be. If Bradley comes out to slug, Rios brings a lot of pressure. He's got a massive chin. To me, there's no way that Bradley stops Rios. There's just no way. If Bradley could keep boxing, he could win the decision.
Rios is naturally the bigger fighter. I mean, physically, he's bigger than Bradley. Do you think that size advantage is going to play a factor in the fight?
No, I don't think so. I think Bradley is physically stronger, but Rios can hit harder. So
Teddy Atlas in Bradley's corner now. Now, he was with Joel Diaz. They parted ways. What do you think? Is that going to be a factor in this fight with Teddy Atlas, being that he's such a strong voice in the corner?
I think that there's so many variables to it. Bradley's been known not to listen to his corner much in between rounds.
Now, what you're saying is they tell him to stay away, and he goes in there and slugs it out.
Exactly. Stay away. No, I'm going to go slug. It's what it translates to. But if Atlas could get in there and drill it into his head, and if they've planned out everything correctly, I expect Bradley to come out boxing now. I mean, he's a new trainer. You're not for sure whether a new trainer and a fighter mesh really well until fight night. So that there's still some questions to be answered come fight night, so we'll see what's going to happen.
Francisco, give me your prediction, man.
Man, I don't know. I think Bradley's going to come out boxing, and then Rios is going to overwhelm him. Then they're just going to start slugging it out. And whoever gets caught first, it's tough, man.
Yeah, it's a close fight. What do you got, JD?
I got Bradley in a decision is what I'm gonna go with. Like I said, if he could keep Rios away, but if he turns out and slugs it, Rios has the power to stop him. Mind you, Bradley's been in so many wars that his chin, it's been tested. He's got a big heart, but if you keep pounding, it's gonna crash.
You're gonna break the rock.
Exactly. Ultimately, you're gonna break that rock.
I have Bradley winning the decision as well because I don't think that I think that Teddy Atlas is gonna, demand that he moves through the whole fight. Now, one more thing, in the undercard, one of your good favorites is Lomachenko. What do you think of that?
It's going to be a great fight. I love watching Lomachenko fight. And, of course, I'm going to go for Lomachenko on that fight. Now, what I'm really interested in is hopefully he could get past his opponent, and I want to see him get in the ring with Rigondeaux.
Make sure y'all check it out. November 7th at the MGM Las Vegas. Check it out. Thank you for joining us. Cisco Knows Best.
Thanks for having me, man.
BoxersandBrawlers.com in association with Studio 1601.